modality principle. In this lesson, you will learn the definition of the modality principle, the philosophy and research that supports the modality principle, and the usage and application of the modality principle. So, what is the modality principle? The modality principle is presenting words as audio narration rather than on-screen text. For the remainder of this lesson, we will demonstrate how to apply the modality principle by using words as speech instead of on-screen text. So, what does the research say about the modality principle? According to the cognitive theory of learning, people have separate information processing channels for visual pictorial processing and for the auditory verbal processing channels. Psychologically speaking, learners may experience an overload of their visual pictorial channel when they must simultaneously process graphics and the printed words that refer to them. However, we can reduce this load on the visual channel by presenting the verbal explanation as speech. In this way, neither channel is overloaded, but both words and pictures are mentally processed, which can lead to greater comprehension and retention of material. So, when should the modality principle be used? It is recommended to use modality when simultaneously presenting words and the graphics explained by the words, and particularly when the material is complex and presented at a rapid, continuous pace. The modality effect tends to be stronger and most effective for students with low prior knowledge, low working memory capacity, when the presentation is system-paced, and when the words are presented in short segments. However, there are a few instances where words should remain as text, such as when the words are technical, unfamiliar, not in the learner's native language, lengthy, or needed for future reference. Also, if you present only printed words on the screen without any corresponding graphic, then the modality principle does not apply. Now, let's try an example. Let's analyze the following question and answer. Any ideas on what could be incorrect about the previous slide? Well, if you guess that there is no need for speech because the information is familiar, then you are correct. The modality principle could be utilized for this graphic to decrease cognitive load for the learner, resulting in increased comprehension and retention of information. The overall goal of using the modality principle is to reduce cognitive load in learners' operating channels. Audio narration will promote better learning on screens that include important and detailed graphics. To recap, the modality principle is presenting words as audio narration rather than on-screen text. According to the cognitive theory of learning, people have separate information processing channels for the visual pictorial processing and for the auditory verbal processing. The modality principle is most effective for students with low prior knowledge, low working memory capacity, when the presentation is system-paced, and when the words are presented in short segments. Congratulations! You have now completed the lesson on the modality principle. You will now be directed to complete a short quiz on the modality principle. Please click Next.